Hilton brings you new ways to stay, with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
I think you're on mute.
Workday starting to sound the same?
I think you're on mute.
Find something that sounds better for your career on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Job Collections, you can browse curated collections by relevant industries and benefits, like flex PTO or hybrid workplaces, so you can find the right job for you. Get started at linkedin.com/jobs. Finding where you fit. LinkedIn knows how.
Membership means more with American Express Business Gold. Earn 4 times membership rewards points in your top 2 eligible spending categories every month, including eligible U.S. advertising purchases and select media, and U.S. purchases at restaurants, including takeout and delivery. What are you waiting for? Get the card that flexes with your spending every month. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
You're listening to...
They're gonna call it a hard foul. They're gonna call it a hard foul.
All right. Well, Mike, we could have done one of two things. We could have just replayed the last podcast and just like dubbed over game 1 and said game 2. But just an abject disaster. Another 20-point lead blown, a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter blown, 1-point loss at home, and they're down 0-2 to a team that they're inferior to, an inferior team. And this is more about the Celtics than the Knicks. We are Hard Foul, brought to you by the what?
Fan First Sport Network.
Mike, go wherever you want. You can start with the meltdowns. You can start with the shooting. It doesn't really matter. Like at this point, I guess the only thing I'll say is I think the biggest culprit last night was Jayson Tatum. You need your stars to step up, and he absolutely did not.
He's been the biggest one in the series. He was 0 for 11 with 6 points in the fourth quarter for the series until that dunk last night. That's how bad he's been.
Wow.
Yeah. He's been terrible. The coaching's been bad. Jim, that following the Knicks in the fourth quarter to get them into the penalty, and then
I still don't understand that.
Tibbs just waited Joe out, saw what was happening, knew exactly what he was going to do. They didn't get a shot off basically again to end the game, 2 games in a row. No timeout. I'm stunned. I mean, you're down by 1 point. Your team went 13 straight possessions without making a basket. And you thought, oh, yeah, I can trust them with 12 seconds here on the second straight game when we've blown a 20-point lead in the second half to make the right decision. And not only that, we're going to run the exact same play we just ran out of the timeout.
I know. That's the part that, like, baffles me.
The whole thing baffles me.
With no even, like, variation to the play.
And then he double downs on it. Like,
But you know what? So he screwed that up. Like, he didn't put his team in the best position to win, and he deserves to be criticized for these 2 games. But they went 7 minutes without scoring a field goal.
Well, they went 8.5 minutes.
8.5 minutes? Is that how long? No,
you're right. It was 7 minutes.
They started when, we were texting in the third quarter, can they punch back? And they started the fourth quarter great, and I thought the game was in hand. They went up 16. They were making effort players, and getting second shots and extending the lead. The Knicks would throw a punch and they throw one right back. Then they sub Tatum out
And
and
they sat him
they sat him for a good 3-4 minutes,
way too long.
and it just went sideways. It just went sideways. And look, there was a lot of they missed a lot of good shots for sure. But like, how tight are these guys right now? It's very bizarre.
Mentally fragile, man.
Yeah, compared to the Knicks, when any of the Knicks get a open shot in the fourth, and you're gonna get open shots, like it's the NBA. Whenever they're making them, and
Yeah.
the Celtics aren't close. I like that Tatum missed three in the corner. Like that's the ball game.
Oh, you mean the one where Al's wide open under the hoop?
It wasn't as open as people think. So like there was a Knick player within distance. Like it was, I don't know. I could go either way there. Either way, they got to score. Like
Yeah.
that's a shot. He's a superstar. That's a shot he has to make there. There is no one around him. No one around him.
Yeah, they're mentally fragile, Jim. I mean that they're up 20. They're going on that fast break. Brown misses the pass. You know, he drops the pass.
Yeah.
After that, it was 36-15. The run the Knicks went on. There was no like stopping the run.
So what are you talking
Even to
about?
end that, even to end that
What
third,
possession is that?
that was in the third quarter.
Yeah, see, I even look at the third. It was fine. In the beginning of the fourth, it was just.
I don't though. The end of the third quarter, you ended with 4 misses and 4 turnovers. That's how you ended the third quarter. Like they can't close teams out. They just can't.
Yeah, but they were still up 12, and then they extended it to 16. Like it was a collapse in the fourth. Like those things kind of happen over the course of the game. So do you respond? And they responded within the first few minutes of the fourth, and then they just collapsed. They just collapsed.
Yeah, but you saw it, even though they extended. Even when they went up 16 in the fourth, I didn't feel good because, like, you saw it. They weren't right. They had 73 points going into the fourth quarter.
I thought the way they started the fourth, they were good. Like I thought they were making, they still weren't shooting well, but they were making extra effort plays. They were getting second and third shots. They were responding to whatever the Knicks did, and then it just stopped. Like all they had to do was make 2 more fucking baskets, or even one, and it's hard to believe that a team with this much experience and this much winning could just dissolve like this. And you can point to a lot of things. Al gave them nothing last night, but he's his age. You're not going to get every.
I'm not blaming Al. I'm blaming Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown for where they are right now.
More on Jayson Tatum.
Yeah, I mean,
much more on Jayson Tatum.
Yeah, but those are your 2 superstars, and Tatum has been really, really bad, really, really bad, and you have to start questioning, like, why is his postseason shooting this bad year after year? It feels like.
Well, it's just been the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
And it's really, it's mind-boggling how like ugly his shot is. And it wasn't just his outside shot. He wasn't finishing at the rim.
No, and what's so weird about it is like he was coming off a series where he was amazing against better defense. Like this makes no sense. Like this.
We say that, but maybe we're just being disrespectful to the Knicks.
No, we're not.
Yeah, well,
Mike, you see it. When they're going down and they're like, do you feel like the Knicks are causing them to do anything that they don't really want to do, except for when they get tight in the fourth? Like throughout the game, they just got shot after shot. They shot 25%, and under 30% for the game. Like they were missing at the rim, they were missing threes, they were missing wide open threes again.
But the Knicks, when the Celtics are going to the basket, the Knicks are taking it away, and Mitchell Robinson's making an impact.
And
so aren't OG and Bridges against our wings when we drive to the hoop. Those are contested shots. And
not
the Celtics.
All of them.
If you look at that fourth quarter, those 13 straight misses, there were a lot of contested looks. And the Knicks
there was a lot of open misses, Mike. There was a lot of open misses in that run. There was.
I'm just done not giving credit to other teams and talking about how good the Celtics are. Because the
I'm
Celtics,
not.
they're not.
I'm telling you, they're choking. Like this
Yeah.
isn't. This is not about the Knicks. I'm sorry, it's not about the Knicks.
Jalen Brunson making huge shots in the fourth quarter is not about
Sure,
the Knicks.
that they're making the open shots late, but it
Bridges
shouldn't be
stealing
in
the
the game.
ball from Brown.
It
Bridges
shouldn't be a game,
blocking
Mike.
Tatum's
It shouldn't
pass
be
in
a
the last
fucking
possession.
game. You watching this and you think the Knicks should be in the game?
Yeah, because the Celtics are choking all over themselves.
Exactly, because the Celtics are choking.
And the Knicks aren't. The Knicks are going down 20, and they're fighting back, and that's impressive.
Sure. Yeah.
How's that not impressive? They're the only team in NBA history to go on the road and win back-to-back games in the playoffs down 20.
It's
Only
impressive.
team.
It's impressive what they've done in the fourth. It should never have happened.
Yeah.
It should never have happened.
And it's
The
gonna
Knicks-
bring up.
Last night was the worst offensive game of the season for the New York Knicks.
And it was the worst offensive game for the Celtics in 2 seasons.
No, it was the second worst.
Second worst?
They didn't play any of the starters versus the Magic, so that doesn't really count.
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, that doesn't even really count. But that was, I mean, just goes to show like how much of a choke this is. Points per possession. It was
I'm
the worst
disappointed, man.
offensive game of the season for the Knicks.
Yeah, and like you got to think too. The window is small in the NBA because of the way this is structured.
This is the window.
And like there are serious changes coming. The way Missoula is coached, I don't know. Like this serious change is coming, and Jim, the narrative's going to change around this team too, because a lot of people around the league said, they didn't see a lot of challenges last year in the postseason, and prior to last year's postseason, losses like this, stars not showing up in big moments was kind of the narrative around the Celtics, and it is pretty amazing to think about the amount of times they have blown big leads in the postseason. Some of them they've come out on top, but they felt lucky. Game 7 in Miami when Jimmy Butler takes the 3 instead of going to the hoop to win that game. Game 6 in Miami where Derek White bails them out. 2 games they were up big in the fourth quarter and just like blew it. You think back to Game 4 at home against Golden State in the NBA Finals that turned the season around. They just it's back. Like they're just getting tight, and like Tatum made that commercial calling Knicks jokers, and man, it's gross. They just look, and like I know that there are Celtic fans that are saying we still get the talent to come back, and our road record is what it is. But I don't know how you can watch these 2 games and think this team can win a championship or even get out of this series. Yeah. And I also want to know, like, what is the deal with Kristaps Porzingis? Like, you have him come off the bench, you don't start him, you don't play him in the fourth quarter. Like, it doesn't seem like there's a plan for him. I don't know. The coaching has been wild to me.
He talked after the game, and
yeah, I saw. He feels bad. He's not right.
He says like his energy just disappears.
So he probably shouldn't play.
Well, I don't know. What he gave them, even if that's just a few minutes he can give, was valuable last night. He played, in the minutes he played, he was good. So it's worth it if that's all he has. But, yeah, no, that's disappointing. I mean, but he's not. That's not the reason they lost.
No, it reminds me of these Miami series where we're going to leave this series, and it's like, you really telling me that Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson are out playing Jaylen Brown and fucking Jayson Tatum?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious, Tatum, right now? No. I mean...
And they were doing exactly what they wanted to do all game, where it was like they were playing Towns with the smaller guy. The Knicks were going to it, playing slow, and it was the effective strategy that they wanted. And all of a sudden, it just everything disappeared. And even Holiday, that foul at the end.
Oh, it's horrible.
Like you can't foul there. You just cannot foul there.
Yeah, and I wish that his coach didn't put him in that position where we had to be in the fucking.
Well, yeah, there's that. Yeah.
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 I mean, Jim, it sucks. It sucks.
Well, it is. And the thing is, like, you could play well in Game 3, and the Knicks haven't had. The Knicks could play really well too. And all of a sudden it's a close game in the fourth quarter again. Like you could get it together, like because that's the way series goes, right? I like the Knicks haven't played. I don't think the Knicks have played that great. You know, they probably have a level they can go up. So it's like the margin of error is so small. I don't think it's over. I think it's mostly over. I feel like that what's that movie? Billy Crystal, Princess of the Bride. He's not dead. He's mostly dead. You remember that scene? You know, and he's like pumping the life. I think that's what we got right now. It's not over, but it's mostly over. Like they obviously have to win both games in New York.
Oh well, yeah.
You know.
I mean, 2 years ago against Miami, they went into that game 3 after these kind of losses at home, and they got fucking smoked, and it looked like they quit. We'll see how this.
And they didn't. Yeah.
See how this team responds in this game 3 with the same coach. I'm really concerned that game 3 is going to be a blowout and a bloodbath.
Llegaron los nuevos McCrispy Strips, listos para aventurarse en la mezcla de mayo ketchup, la barbecue que quedó en el fondo de la cajita, hot fudge sundae y en la nueva creamy chili McCrispy Strip dip. Los nuevos McCrispy Strips, ahora en McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This message is brought to you by Abercrombie Kids, where the activewear is made for every summer activity, so your mini-me can bring their personal best. Summer days are always an adventure, from day camp to rec leagues and pool days. Abercrombie Kids has the shorts, tees, and swim to keep them comfy and keep up with them. Get everything for the entire summer at Abercrombie Kids. Shop in-store, online, or in the app.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
This episode is brought to you by the Toyota Grand Highlander. From daily routines to life-changing adventures, the Toyota Grand Highlander is spacious, powerful, and ready to take on life's grand challenges. Advanced safety features and innovative technology give you confidence for whatever life throws at you. And it's available in a hybrid Nightshade Special Edition, which includes sophisticated gloss black exterior accents and 20-inch black alloy wheels. Learn more at toyota.com/Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
I'd be surprised if that happens, but I guess anything's possible right now. I'd be surprised if that happens. You know,
3:30 game too. Weird time.
Yeah, it is weird.
At least we don't have to waste our night watching the Celtics brick 3-pointers in the fourth quarter. So that'll be good.
Well, I'm going to be the optimist. I'm going to say they're going to win. Because
hey, you do it, Tim.
I'm going to say they're going to win. They're going to win the game. They have been much, much better on the road. They were great on the road this year. They've been historically great on the road over the last, going back 4 playoffs, even the ones that we talked about where there's similarities between this team. And most of their problems historically with leads have happened at home. And most of their shooting problems in the playoffs for some weird reason have happened at home. They seem to go on the road and I don't know if the pressure's off or whatever it is, but they play better. So,
yeah, the Knicks are the same way. The Knicks seem to this iteration of the Knicks, they lose a lot of home playoff games and win a lot of road ones. These last 3 years, that's kind of how they operated.
Yeah, I mean the Celtics over the last 2 playoffs, they've only lost 2 road playoff games, and one of them was with Jayson Tatum not playing. So no, he did play actually. I take that back. So they've lost 2 playoff games, but I don't know. It's just amazing. It's to have the same thing happen back-to-back games. First time in NBA history, a team shot under 25% or below at 2 straight games. Like it's maddening. I don't know. I don't know what they were on open threes last night. It felt like I can't even really remember them hitting any outside of Derek White early in the game.
Yeah. Well, they hit 10 threes. They went, 10 for 40? Oh, yeah, Jim.
those three misses in the fourth quarter in a row where it was White on the left foul line extended, then Tatum in the corner, and then Brown got free for a top of the key. Those are practice shot threes.
But I wanted Brown to take that to the hoop.
Yeah,
So
sure.
bad.
I mean, Tatum, I guess, could have taken his, but
Because it's just, they're so tight. They're so tight.
Yeah.
At that point, it's not about the right shot. Just go to the hoop and try to get to the
and then they
line.
missed layups down the stretch too. It
Yeah.
was like it was just so bad.
It wasn't just shooting. They had 17 turnovers.
No,
17.
And there were times where they got 17 turnovers. We'll give Knicks credit there. They had times where they, Tatum got to the foul line extended and he missed that. I mean, I go back to game one, he airballed one. With Brunson on him. A guy
he's been terrible.
Guy that can't get to his elbow.
I got a guy at work who's been saying for years Tatum's not that good, and I've been arguing with him all the time, and now I got to listen to this guy like every day now. It's so fucking annoying.
Well, fortunately for him, his season's not over, so he has an opportunity to make up for this, and he better. This is going to be really hard to live down.
Yeah, you got sports writers tweeting out there that Steve Kerr was right. He's taking a beating once again.
Yeah. Oh, no, people are going to love doing this right now, going after him. So it's a matter of if he can respond. Like, I think, the other thing too, Mike, we talked about how they needed to protect the glass. They did. There were
they did a good job rebounding.
Late, but for the most part, they did a really good job on the glass. They protected their defensive glass.
Guys from the Knicks hit big shots. I mean, Josh Hart was, 3 for 6 from 3?
Was he really that?
It was either 2 for 5 or 3 from 6, and then Bridges took over the fourth quarter.
Bridges was awesome. Yeah,
11 points in the fourth quarter.
After doing nothing, he was awesome.
He scored 11 points in the fourth quarter. That's as much as Tatum has scored, more than Tatum scored in the fourth quarter in the series.
Yeah, the Celtics, I think, had through the first 5 minutes 11 to 13. I think it was 11 points, and they finished with 17. Or maybe it was 13 points, and they finished with 17. Like, that's a thing that's like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And going back to Missoula, like all season, he's played Tatum through the fourth quarter in big games.
Not last night.
Why aren't we?
Why didn't he call a timeout?
And it felt like the rhythm was completely gone at that point.
Why didn't he use a timeout? Why did he lose his timeout? Why didn't he use a timeout before the 3-minute mark when this run was going on? He just didn't. He didn't do anything to help them.
No. There was one point the lineup was Pritchard, Brown, Holiday, I think Cornette.
Yeah, Cornette. Something like that. Yeah.
Like, how is that a fourth quarter lineup? I know, like, you're limited, but how is that your fourth quarter lineup? You got to, guys just got to play through it. They can't come out. You got to protect that lead.
Why not try to slow the game down and post up Tatum at the free throw line or something? Why not try pick and roll at the top of the key with Tatum and Derek White, your best two-point fourth quarter players? Why not try Tatum and Cornette out there in the fourth quarter together to, like, statistically the best duo in the league? Why not try these things when your team is tight, when your team can't shoot? Like, it's like he's too analytically driven, and it's obvious where they're not trying other things in these moments. You can't just trust what you've always done when you're watching your team puke all over themselves.
Yeah.
You have to step in as a coach and say, hey, guys, we're going to try something different. We're going to get Tatum the ball here, go to the basket. I want you guys to attack the hoop. Like, nothing. And then that last possession, you had a chance to call a timeout there when Tatum was dribbling the ball, and it looked like
how much time did they have when they got the ball?
When he was at the top of the key, and he had that wild crossover that looked like a carry that went way up here. 7 seconds left. That's when I would have called the timeout.
So they got the ball with what?
12.
12. So if you call a timeout right away, you can draw up a quick play to get a shot off 3-4 seconds.
Right.
And then worst case scenario, you're down 3.
You get the ball back.
Yeah, no timeouts. So that's a difficult part.
Or you draw up a play.
Yeah.
To help your team. He didn't do it in game 2 either. He waited till 3 seconds left in the game where that possession was going nowhere.
Well, I'm surprised on the timeout before. Like I can understand in my mind why you don't call a timeout. Like you say, okay, if they score here, we want to go as fast as possible. We're going to go back to the same play, but we're going to run a variation off this. And then if it's not there, I'm going to call a timeout.
Yeah,
like I can understand that because if you miss, and then they hit their free throws, you're down 3, you still have 1 timeout. So you get the ball back at half court, even if there's 4 seconds left. So like I can understand like the thinking. What I don't get is that when it was obvious that nothing was there, and like that there was no variation off that.
Bad, man.
You know?
That was bad.
Like you had 3 guys converge onto Tatum.
Yep. That was bad. I don't think he's helping them right now. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to this team, Jim.
God, you know? 7 minutes out of 48, you didn't score. I mean, that's what?
They hit a couple free throws, but...
Is that like 20%? Oh, you didn't score a field goal. What's that, like 20%?
Yeah, that's a big part of the game. And during that run, the Knicks scored 13 straight points.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You can't make this shit up.
No, you can't.
Yeah, so you really think they're going to win game 3?
Yeah, I do. I think they'll win. I mean, they haven't lost 3 in a row in 2 seasons, 2+ seasons since that Miami series. They've been better on the road, and like if there's any DNA of that championship left, if there's any DNA left in this team, you come back and you win. And you have some pride, and you understand that like they should sit there and think, okay, we're down 0-2. We're up 20 in both games, up 16 in the fourth. Like, there's no reason this should have happened. And if we get our shit together, we can still win the series. Like, if we can refocus, we can still. And that's the thing. Like, I don't think they're going to win the series. But if they did win game 3, you know, there's a really good shot that they could come back in this. There really is, because I mean, it's not close in terms of just the level of talent between the 2 teams. That's not fair. The level of talent on the Knicks is really good. The matchup here isn't close. This is a bad matchup for the Knicks, and the Celtics aren't taking advantage of it. So, hey, you're right. Credit the Knicks. There's a DNA with that team that's really good. Especially late in games, and there's confidence and there's a swagger that the Celtics don't have, and they need to try to refine it, or this thing's going to be over. And you're not. This isn't like Miami a couple of years ago. I think if you get down 3-0, you know, the most this thing would go is 6
or 5.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting punked by Karl Anthony Towns. Think about that.
Well, I'm okay with what happened the first 3 quarters. That should be a strategy again, like to cover him with the smaller guy and have the Knicks settle for going to him. That works. I think it actually hurts the Knicks offense. It slows them down, even though he'll, you know, you look at his numbers and you say they're good. Like that's okay. Like I really would not change that. That's not the problem. You know, like you're going 3 quarters where Brunson, Anunoby, and Bridges really aren't factors, you know, on the offensive end, because they're just trying to take advantage of that Towns matchup. And I think that's a good thing, but it all falls apart for you in the fourth.
Yeah.
It all falls apart for you in the fourth. And that's a maddening part. I don't know, Mike.
Yeah, nothing more to talk about. They're choking. So we'll see what happens on Saturday. I don't feel good about it, though. I think this could be a sweep.
Can you imagine all year round long we're saying the Cavs Celtics, and it looks like it's going to be the Pacers Knicks?
It'd be a good series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'd watch.
I don't either. I'll tell you what, the Celtics get out of this. I don't have a lot of faith that they're going to beat those two teams.
We say this today, but if they came back and they won 4 straight, or they win 4 of the next 5 to win the series, which is what they have to do now, they got to win 4 or 5 to win the series.
Yeah.
You might feel differently.
No team in NBA history that started off a series 0-2 at home in the playoffs have won an NBA finals. Celtics would have to be the first team to do it.
Oh, there you go. Well, the mission now is just to get through this round.
Yeah.
About that later. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Talk about it later. Do you see Steph Curry got hurt? What a crazy, right?
Yeah, and the Thunder responded.
You think?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
It is. All right.
All right.
I'll talk to you.
Yeah.